But the lower order, Nepal collapsed in a heap when he got out with 9 deliveries left. They lost 4 wickets for just 1 run. Bowled all out for 233 mark at one point. Well, left alone this time by Tony Ura. But Nepal have ended up with their highest score of the week. They were only chasing down 134 in the first game between these two sides. Made really heavy weather of that before going on to take a 2-wicket win. But today, they're going to have to defend, and defend with all their might. Got about 4.5, just over 4.5 and over to work with, and the floodlights have taken full effect during the innings break, and a nice little crowd is built up as well. Probably 100 or 200 Nepali fans in around the boundary. No sign of any Barramundis fans, unfortunately, for Papua New Guinea. It's a stunning scene with these 4 new floodlights in full effect. Just approaching just after 6:30 local time now. Going to be the first runs of the day will deprive Sampal Kami of the maiden. Tony Ura will keep the strike. End of 1 over. Into the chase. Papua New Guinea 1 for none. Bikram Saab is going to be in his second ODI. Big, strong, fast bowler. No spring chicken, 29 years of age. Plays his domestic cricket for the Army. But he was impressive on ODI debut. Could you believe it? Took a wicket with his very first ball. Big swing and a miss from Tony Ura. Bikram Saab just puffs out those cheeks. 2 slips in place. Third man and a fine leg as well. Thuds into the pad, surely going down leg. Big smile as well from Bikram Saab. You could see the keeper, Binod Bandari. He's experienced enough. He's been around the block to know where this one was going. Look at his body position. He was miles down leg. Definitely going on to miss the leg stump. And even the second slip, Kushal Bertel saying, I'm afraid not, Bikram. That one's worth the shout, though. Just a little bit of movement, late movement away from the right-hander. Take a look at the position of these two slip fielders as well, because it's very noticeable to me just how wide they are. I think what they're saying, the two opening batters, that's Asif Sheikh and Kushal Bertel, they're backing their keeper, Binod Bandari, to take anything up to what would be a regulation sort of 0.5 slip. Very wide first slip at the moment. You can see there, look at the big gap between the wicketkeeper and first slip. It's almost a second slip and a third slip in place, really. Going to be runs through the offside. Won't have enough pace to get to the boundary. And Sushan Bharti, one of the three changes in this Nepal starting 11, does the fielding. Yeah, it was Sushan Bharti, Karen KC. Brought in. We'll come back to that. 2 overs gone. It's 3 for none. That's a nice shot down the ground, and it beats the dive of the fielder. It's only just going to kiss the rope. And that's the first dish home fibre net boundary of the PNG chase. A really nice shot from the first delivery that Legacy Aka has faced. Just a punch. The classic on drive, the shot that every batsman loves so much to work out whether or not they're in good form. Siaka's had a lot of starts this week. After making 7 in the first game, he made back-to-back 30s. Both at a good clip. He does go at the ball hard. And the Nepal certainly won't want Siaka to be at the crease for altogether too long. Beauty. The off stump has been taken out of the ground from Sampal Kami. Just did enough. Probably won't have moved more than a ball or two away from the right-hander. Has this come off the seam? Oh, that is perfect from Sampal Kami. Instead of holding its angle into the right-hander where it would have gone on to about leg stump, it's moved away from Siaka. It's uprooted his off stump. It's not through Sampal Kami. Siaka's gone for 4. Papua New Guinea are 7 for 1. So Asadoa Vala, the Papua New Guinean captain, has made their only 50 of the week. That was 61. Opening match of the tournament. Oh, the left-hander gets off the mark. Just really he does something that he couldn't do yesterday, which is get off the mark. It was a duck for him against USA yesterday. Just 4 against Nepal on Tuesday. But he did start the series well. 61 he made. Inward movement, thuds into the pad. That's very close indeed. I think that's closer than you'd think at first. Cammy always smiling. Talk about my favourite associate cricketers. He's right up there as well. Tell you something, I think that was pad first. It certainly might have hit the bat after it's hit the pad, but Ora probably lucky to survive. Maybe just enough doubt. Well, Asher, the local umpire, to decide against getting the finger up. Strays down the leg side this time. Bandari does enough. Will be signalled wide though. Good quick run in between Ura and Vala. Just a little bit of a fumble, wasn't it, from Kushal Malla at mid-on, allowed them to get through for the single. Papua New Guinea, 3 overs gone. It's 10 for 1. So these two bowlers complementing each other really nicely. Sampal Kami so skiddy and rushing the ball onto you, whereas Bikram Saab, much more of a measured approach to the wicket and predominantly shaping the ball away. From the right-handers. Whereas Kami has that ability to angle it in like we saw there with the big LBW shout, and then occasionally just get it to hold its line and take it with just enough movement away from the right-hander. So yeah, really good opening partnership this with the ball for Nepal. Nicely bowled as Ora tries to come down the track to counteract that movement from Saab. Continues to cause problems though. Papua New Guinea going to need around, well, nearly close to 5 and over now. Worked into the leg side. Just be a single. Karen KC will do the fielding. He'll be one of the 3 seamers. that we'll see on show for Nepal. I was referring to the 3 changes they've made. Sharad Vasakar, Pawan Saraf and Mohammad Arif Sheikh all out of the starting 11 and brought in today Binod Bandari, the wicketkeeper, Karen Casey and the left-arm spinner Sushant Bharti, which to me looks like something maybe close to their strongest 11. Of course, Dipendra Singh Airi still missing with that. I think it's an ankle injury. I'm not sure whether he's going to be back in time for Cricket World Cup League 2 or not. That's the second wicket, just a fine edge. There wasn't much of a noise, but Ahmed Shah Pakteen had no doubt. Tony Ora immediately looked behind him. And that one's just held its line across the left-hander. And Bikram Saab as his 3rd ODI wicket. Yeah, just a feathered edge. No real arguments from Asadoa Vala with the decision. Just holding its line across the left-hander. Vala falls, not a good couple of days with the bat for him. Duck yesterday, 1 today. Papua New Guinea, they are 11 for 2. So one left-hander is going to be replaced by another. CJ Amini comes to the crease. Been good with the ball, but hasn't found a huge amount of runs this week. Remember, Papua New Guinea playing 4 games in 5 days. Just 2 matches for USA and 2 matches for Nepal. Pitched outside leg, thugged into the thigh pad, nothing really going for that. So wicket taking over, we get to the end of the 4th. PNG, they are 11 for 2. Yes, the call on direct hit from Karen KC would have affected the 3rd wicket. There was no timing at all from Tony Ora. His bat kind of hit his pad as he worked that into the leg side. It was pretty much straight to Karen KC. That's why CJ Amini didn't know whether to run through or not from the non-striker's end. But KC picked up cleanly. But he couldn't. He didn't even really get close with the throw, to be honest. Amini coming down the track. Cami certainly starting to up the ante in terms of pace. I'm talking about the fastest bowlers we've seen on show this week. I know when Oman come into Bilal Khan and Big Kalimullah as well, who can get it through. But it's really been Damien Ravu and Jesse Singh for America. Well, Damien Ravu for PNG, Jesse Singh for America. But also Norman Vanua back into the side today. But as far as Nepal's bowlers go, Certainly is. Sampal Kami, the ever-smiling, charismatic, dashing Sampal Kami gets a nice pat on the bum from Rohit Paudel. Career best for Rohit Paudel today, the youngster. Held the innings together, really impressive knock for such a young man. Going to be the first runs for CJ Amini. A really nice drive through the offside. I think it's just going to hold up in the outfield, which isn't rapid, but a lot of time for them to get back for 3. It's good from Amini. Just slightly over pitch from Kami. Yeah, fully in control of that shot. He gets it through the offside nicely. More runs here. Straight to mid-on. Just going to be a single. Beautiful scene in Muscat, Oman. And Al Emirat about 15 to 20 minutes outside of. Very nice little crowd brewing up. Probably about 150 or 200 in now. Awful lot of them are cheering for Nepal. Their fans follow them wherever they are in the world. No run to end the 5th over. Halfway through the power play now. Papua New Guinea, 16 for 2. So more quick running between the wickets from PNG. We see a lot of this from Papua New Guinea, backing their fitness and intensity. Thuds into the pad. Bikram Saab was fairly convinced. Let's take another look at this if we can, because I'm not quite sure, A, how adjacent it was, but B, where it pitched. Oh, it does look close, but it's probably just pitched outside leg, has it? I think that's what Ahmed Shah Pakteen is indicating. Definitely thudded into the pad. Wasn't going over the top. Oh, that's a lovely shot, a pickup shot. Hasn't quite got enough of it to run away to the boundary, but will get a couple. Thought he might have timed it better when it came off the bat at first, but good intent from CJ Amini. Down the leg side, thudding into the think probably the thigh pad, or actually maybe even the backside of CJ Amini. Bikram Saab has been appealing for absolutely everything. Just watched into the offside this time. Yeah, Bikram Saab certainly looking very comfortable. Stepping up to one-day international cricket. A really good year in the 50-over competition. You can see Sandeep Lamachani there. You can see him with his leg spin later. Just a really measured approach to the crease. Good stuff from Saab. He's got 1 for 6. PNG, 6 overs gone, 19 for 2. We've had some beautiful scenes and shots over the last few days. This is a wonderful ground, very much going to work brilliantly as a host for the T20 World Cup next month. Under 6 weeks away now. The first game on the 17th of October. They've got a lot of construction left to do, but assured that they will definitely get there. Maybe not just on schedule, possibly even ahead of schedule. Nice drive into the offside. Straight to Gyanendra Mala. I'll show you a few more of those drone shots of those new floodlights. I'll bring you those at the end of this over, I'd say. Oh, that is a beauty. Perfectly bowled by Sampal Kami. Not full enough to drive. Tony Ura might replay that shot, but the reason Sampal Kami is smiling is he doesn't mind if he does. Not full enough to drive. And his Dunamall ends up so nearly taking the off stump as well. Cut away. Going to be runs here. And it's one of the shorter boundaries on offer. So that's going to be a dish home fibre net boundary 4. Short and wide. One of the rare poor deliveries, this one from Kami. It was in essence a free swing of the arms outside the off stump. Kami punished to some of the fans there who pick it up after it cannons into the rope. So that required run rate at the bottom of your screen, hovering just under 5 and over, still within hand for PNG. Going to be more runs here. I believe the second boundary of the over, because again, over to the shortest side of the ground, it will indeed go for a dish home fibre net boundary 4. 7 overs gone. 2 boundaries in the over. PNG 27 for 2. So just a little partnership building between CJ Amini and Tony Ura. More aggression. Going to be back-to-back dish home fibre net boundaries. Bit of a skip down the track from CJ Amini. Pick up pull shot into the leg side. Good batting like that from Amini. Going to bring about a change in the field because fine leg will come up into the circle. Remember, we're still in the first power play here, so just 2 fielders allowed outside that 30-yard circle. The third man in place on the offside, but fine leg up into the circle. Lovely batting. Nice rhythm to his batting now, Amini. Will just be kept to a single. But yeah, if you're just joining us perhaps for the first time this evening back in Nepal or somewhere there, the Indian subcontinent, approaching 9 o'clock back in Nepal, prime time. What more could you want than your national team playing live on the television, taking on Papua New Guinea? They found an ODI win over them 3 days ago, but only just by 2 wickets. So you're very welcome, and you're going to be joining me, Andrew Leonard, your commentator for the next 2.5 or 3 hours or so. Should be in for some thrilling action as it goes past the attempted dive of Asif Sheikh. Kushal Malla gets the throw in. Plenty of time for Ora to get back for 2. And as we did in the first innings, we're going to take your questions. So please do send in those comments to me. The way you can get on to me is on Twitter by sending me a tweet or a direct message at Cricket Badge. That's Andrew Leonard, your commentator, or on Instagram. Slide into my DMs. That's what the kids say these days, isn't it? Go on, slide in there at Cricket Badge. And give me some topics to talk about in this second innings. What do you want to know about? What were you impressed with? What were you not happy with in the first innings? What did you think of yesterday? Been really interesting and entertaining hearing all of your thoughts. And it's really kept me going, I'm not going to lie. So please do get in touch at Cricket Badge. And we'll get to some of those comments now coming up pretty shortly. It was difficult to keep up with them in the first innings, to be honest. There was that many of them. missed, and this one just kept a little bit low, beats him on the inside edge of the bat. Sob can't quite believe it hasn't hit the off stump. 8 overs gone. It's 34 for 2. So, going to be the first change in bowling. Karen KC will replace Sampal Kami from the pavilion end. Those floodlights shining so brightly, we can barely get them into shot. Highest lux value, I believe, used basically anywhere in the world. Only installed less than 2 weeks ago, the second international match. Underneath them on this Oman Cricket Academy ground. Big swing and a miss immediately to the bowling of Karen Casey. So let's slide into those messages. Let's start answering your questions. We're going to try and get to those with the ones that are most recent. So sorry if I missed you a bit earlier. Sachin Sapkoda is going to start me off saying, at Cricket Badge, what do you think about it? Not seem good when he bowls more than 3 overs in a spell. Maybe he should be used in short bursts considering the humid conditions as well. Yeah, maybe that's a good point, Sachin. He certainly is an impact bowler. Has been taken off now after 4 overs. You almost predicted that, really, haven't you? Next message comes from Kadkazi. He's asking, do you miss Dipendra Singh Airi with Nepali batsmen playing lots and lots of dots? Dipendra is the most busy all the time, stealing runs. I do agree with you. He asks me, do you agree? I do. I think he's a fine cricketer, Dipendra Singh Airi, but you've got to remember, earlier in his career, he was struggling to get his strike rate going. It's only recently he's added the power hitting game to his frequent cuts and taps into the leg side that pick him up all those singles. Masoom Bandari with the next question. Do you think Bikram Saab can replace our Yorker King, Avanesh Bahara, from the capital of Nepal? Cut into the offside. Lovely message here from Binod Das, the former captain of the Nepal cricket team. I missed this one earlier. I'm sorry, Binod. Hope you're still watching on. Good job, Lenny, he says. Thanks, my old friend. What's your score prediction? Well, mine was 248. I'm not going to lie and pretend it was something else. And I thought they were right on track to get there when Karen KC was going. Binod, you were predicting about 262, but unfortunately won the battle with you as Nepal ended up with 233. Well, lovely shot down the ground. Won't go all the way to the boundary. Sampal Kami's quick in the outfield to cut off the chance of a third, which Amini wanted, but Ora didn't feel like coming back for. Question from Mandeep Gamir asking me an out of context question. How often do you watch football? What's your favourite team? I'm a cricket man, Mandeep. I'm not sure if you noticed. The handle's Cricket Badge for a reason. All about cricket. Ireland in the football, but that would be about it. Premier League, it's nonsense really, isn't it? All about the cricket these days. Overpaid millionaires in the football, in my book. Love my cricket, all versions of cricket. T20, whether it be the Everest Premier League, which we'll see back in action from the 25th of September. Everyone's so looking forward to that. Such misfortune. It was one of the first events actually impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic back in March 2020, but after a Trojan effort, we'll be back in action from the 25th of September. Good work backward point, the diving stop. We'll get a few high fives for his trouble. We'll close out the 9th over. We'll come back with more of your questions after this. 39 for 2. So going to be spin for the first time, and spin for the wondrous leg spin of Sandeep Lamachani, the global superstar that he is, a real poster boy of Nepali cricket. Great representative of associate and Nepali cricket. His leg breaks. He starts with a googly. Bit of turn as well. Going to see if I can keep it. Lamy bowls in his 60 deliveries. If he does bowl his full spell, I think he told me he bowled about 20 odd the other day. He starts with back-to-back googlies. Worked it down the ground. We'll see a lot of wrong-uns to the left-hander trying to take the ball away from Amini. Remember, Lamachani still in the power play here, the 10th over of the game, meaning he can only have 2 fielders outside the circle. For the right-hander, that's out at long off and deep mid-wicket. Going to be a critical 10-over spell, this one, in the context of the game. Just getting a good look at Lamachani's action there. What you might not notice from watching on your TV screens from the usual position behind the bowler's arm is just how quick he gets the ball down at you. Puts a huge amount of effort into his run-up. He's almost trotting, jogging, running into bowl. See there, sprinting in. Another the arm mix-up. Oh, direct hit was gone for all money, and it is. He's found the leg stump. It's only clipped it. Tony Ora has had a bit of a shocker there. He's hit it straight to cover. And he's run. And look at the smiles from Rohit Paudel. Getting big congratulations. I wasn't certain that it actually clipped the stumps. I think it's just hit the bottom of the leg stump. And Tony Ora has run himself out. That's what Lamachani does. He changes the game. Brings doubt into the batters' minds. It was just the leg stump that was clipped. Only one bail has come off. But that's all Rohit Paudel needed. Look at the celebrations. He gets a big hug. And an exuberant celebration from Sampal Kami. So Tony Ora's run himself out for 19, just as PNG were building. Tony Ora is gone for 19. Papua New Guinea, they slide to 40 for 3. Sese Bao in at number 5 for Papua New Guinea. And they'll have been thinking if they can just get through the spell of Sandeep Lamachani. Another googly out of the back of the hand. It's 3 out of 5 so far, from what I can see. Coming around the wicket to the left-hander. Now I like this angle for Lamachani. The two left-handers to bowl to now. Another googly again. Attempted sweep shot, bowling them with great frequency. So, 10 overs gone. It's exactly 4 and over. PNG have lost 3 in the power play, 40 for 3. So Karen KC is going to continue from this, the pavilion end. Your questions flooding in. So many I'm really struggling to get back to you. This next one from Suman Siwakati, who is watching on the United States. Driven into the offside, going to be run back for 2. Bow and Amini very quick between the wickets. Yeah, Suman Siwakati asking about the possibility of Nepal getting to a global event again, just the one World Cup appearance for them so far. He says, we have a huge fan base and it's always disheartening for fans like us. And Nepal choke up in the bigger tournaments to qualify, particularly the T20 World Cup. Keep the faith. The reason I'm saying keep the faith is because another T20 World Cup next year. I know that Nepal won't be going to the game, to the big dance in 2021 and next month, in a month's time, but driven to Sampal Kami, who fields well, get through for the single. But Nepal will have another chance. They'll go automatically to the global qualifier because of their rankings this time. And if they can get through that, they will play in the T20 World Cup in 2022. 16 teams in that tournament. Just 10 teams in the 2023 World Cup, which is a great shame, of course, but that will expand back to 14 teams in 2027. And the big news, 20 teams at the 2024 T20 World Cup. Really big expansion. So that's where Nepal will be targeting in the coming years. They will, of course, be dreaming of a 2023, a maiden 50-over World Cup appearance, but it should be the 2 T20 World Cups in 2022 and 2024. We'll give them the best chance. Hands on heads there. Was that a drop chance? Vinod Bandari smiles. 3 or 4 fielders with their hands on the heads. That might indicate, I think they're asking the umpire as well, was that a fine edge? Sampal Kami, he's always smiling. But let's see if we can see anything on a replay, whether or not it took the slightest deflection. It's definitely some deflection because it wasn't signalled wide, so maybe that's a chance. Gone down behind the stumps. Might have flicked the pad. Without a replay, impossible to tell for us, so won't be able to call it either way. Big swing and a miss. Next question coming in from asking me, I do think that associate cricket teams are lacking third umpire and DRS. I think it is a slightly more disadvantage to them. What do you think, sir? Love from Pakara, Nepal. Love your commentary too, sir. Thank you so much, Robin. Good question. Look, I think realistically, it's only going to be the ICC events where you'll be able to see the DRS in operation. It's very costly to bring in on the broadcast. You've got the Hawkeye, the ball tracking cameras, and the edge detection technology as well. You've got to remember, though, Robin, it's the same for both sides. So whilst you might think it's a disadvantage, at least if it's the two associates playing against each other like they are here, both sides are. Next question from Sudan Lamachani. He's in watching on Willow, all the way from New York City. Well, I think it's a good morning to you there. As in Nepali, he's asking whether or not we'll get a live telecast of the Everest Premier League. Lots of fans asking about that EPL, which will get going on September 25th. That is edge, but it has not carried. And look at Binod Bandari. That is outstanding. That might be one of the magic moments of the match there, because immediately is said that is not carried. Great spirit. A Food Mandu moment of the match. That good honesty from Binod Bandari. Love to see this. A clear inside edge. Clearly hasn't carried. He's scooped it up off the half volley. 11 overs gone. 44 for 3. Interesting score comparison there. Just 2 runs in it. Papua New Guinea ahead of where Nepal were at this stage. They did have a slow start, Nepal, after losing their 2 openers early. Another googly from Lamachani, slower through the air over the wicket now to Amini. Yeah, answering that question regarding Everest Premier League, whether or not it'll be on television, it absolutely will. I think it's going to be broadcast all the way around the world, those sides. Appeal and given. I'm not sure that CJ Amini can believe it. The appeal was a big one from Lamachani and Binod Bandari, but no one else. And Lamachani's seeming to say it's out. Let's take a look. I think it was the leg break coming back in, was it? Yeah, it absolutely was, and you can see nothing wrong with that. It's pitched in line, it's straightened enough, probably going on to hit off stump. Maybe Amini was just looking away from the umpire. In fear and in hesitation, Lamachani works his magic yet again. For Papua New Guinea, it's 44 for 4. So Sandeep Lamachani, I don't want to call him the golden boy of Nepali cricket anymore, because he's definitely a man now, 21 years of age. Just the superstar, really, isn't he, of the game? In the blue and red of Nepal. A lovely leg break trapping Amini. There's another googly. Starts with a googly straight away to Dariga, who works it into the leg side. Questions continue to flood in. This one from Heisenberg, who's watching on from Kathmandu, asking me who I think is the favourite for the upcoming T20 World Cup. Well, I think the reigning champions, the West Indies, are going to have a serious chance. Love the way they play their cricket, the power hitting that they bring. Chris Gale, Andre Russell, Caron Pollard just seem to hit sixes at will. Good spin options as well. Another googly from Lamachani taking the ball away constantly from the left-handers. Who else might be in the mix? Not sure whether England will adjust well to the conditions in the UAE and be able to get a hold of both of the World Cups at the same time. India will certainly enjoy the conditions. Lots of spinners in their squad, they announced yesterday, but I was really surprised to see the leg spinner left out. Here's Rinda Chahal. So 12 overs gone. We'll come back to your questions. It's 45 for 4. Kipling Doriga and Sesebao have a huge task on their hands. PNG's batting this week has been their issue. Struggled with the bat in hand. Getting some good disciplined bowling that they've faced from both Nepal and USA. More comments coming in. This one from James saying that the average age of this Nepal playing 11 today, just 23 years of age. That is a big advantage. Future very bright for this Nepali side. I think we could go on to see them dominate associate cricket, maybe not in the next 12 to 18 months, but certainly in the next 5 to 10 years. It's a nice drive, but straight to Sampal Kami. Next comment coming from Sandesh Gayawal. They're in Kathmandu. Saying the main issue about the Nepali side is their inconsistent batting performance. They would be achieving even greater heights if that was fixed. The fielding and bowling is top drawer. Wouldn't disagree with that. He says Nepal for the win as well. Great to hear your thoughts. Worked into the leg side. Might be time for 2 here, and they are going to risk it. Better throw from Kushal Bertal. Might have had Doriga in trouble. He weighted it nicely. It was just hit about 25 yards out into the leg side, and it's a big old boundary, the leg side there. Bertel does get to it, but the throw's wide of the keeper. And they get back for the second. Next question, Noang Sherpa from watching on Willow TV from New Jersey, USA. He's asking, do you think Sandeep will once again perform well and receive man of the match for today? Very good question. Who is going to be that dish home player of the match? Lamachani took the award just a couple of days ago. He gets 4 or 5 more wickets. No doubt he'll be in the mix, in contention for today. Of course, Rohit Paudel will be right in the mix for that. Madhav from Kathmandu saying that the Nepali team looks ready for more regular ODI opportunities. They really need more games at the highest level. Sending that message on from Colombia in the United States. I'd agree with that. I think all of the associate teams just need more exposure, more opportunity. The talent is there, particularly the individual talent, but the consistency of performance might not be there just yet. Himal Pandey, the next message coming in. How do you take associate countries other than Nepal building their squad aggressively with grade B players from test playing nations? Not too sure what you mean there, Himal. I presume you're talking about some of the players that move around the world and emigrate to go qualify for another country. It's in the rules, and that is a glorious shot. Definitely the shot of the day for Papua New Guinea. It's going to bring their 50 up. The on drive from Sese Bao. That runs away for a dish home fibre net boundary for overpitched yes from Karen Casey. Couldn't get his left hand on it. He just feels like he's overpitched that. A good strong shot down the ground. It's 52 for 4. So neck and neck at the moment, 52 apiece after 13 overs, but critically, PNG have lost 2 more wickets and they're going to deal with this man. Sandeep Lamachani starts with the leg break, angling into the right-hander, ready to turn it away. Really is their trump card. I think both USA and Oman will be watching on, trying to work a plan out to Lamachani. Hasn't been huge turn on offer on these wickets. They've been good batting wickets. More smiles from Lamachani. Of course, could have been out playing in the Caribbean Premier League, no doubt, but wanted to be here for his team, for his country. That's the googly. Very hard to pick the hand, particularly the bands protected from behind the bowler. You can see a little bit more as to whether you're seeing either the back of the hand. If you see the palm of the hand, his right hand as the arm comes over, that's going to be the leg break out of the front. If you see the ball like you've seen there with the googly, and it's been given. I felt that might have been turning too sharply. But the googlies worked the oracle again. Trapped Kipling Doriga straight in front. Maybe going on to hit leg stump. That's the googly. Look at it. It's turned very sharply indeed. Ahmed Shah Pakteen think it's going on to hit leg stump. That's all that matters. Lamachani has his second LBW. PNG, they've lost half their wickets. They're collapsing yet again. They can't find a way with the bat this week. Doriga, he's gone for 4. Lamachani in the wickets. Can't stop taking them. It's 52 for 5. Gaudi Toka in, down at number 7 for Papua New Guinea. His side are in deep, deep trouble. They're in trouble because Lamachani's got 2 for 2, as well as affecting a run out, not himself, but just purely by his pure threat that he provides with the ball. And Gaudi Toka, who was shell-shocked by that 6-6 of his bowling yesterday. He's going to have to do some work with the bat. Googly, perfect googly from over the wicket. Look at the flight, look at the drift, look at the dip. And the perfect line and length. Toka's done well just to survive there. This is magic leg spin bowling of the highest quality. Wouldn't it be so brilliant to see Sandeep Lamichhani at that T20 World Cup next month? We won't. Nepal couldn't even get out of the Asian regional qualifier for the, as it was then, the 2020 T20 World Cup. That was played well before the global qualifier held in the UAE, where Papua New Guinea did qualify from. And Nepal fans are going to be looking on as we see another googly from Lamichhani worked into the leg side. That'll close out the 14th over. It's now 53 for 5. So 4 bowlers used so far for Nepal. The additional pace of Kami and Karen KC certainly going for more runs. Still got 7 overs of Sandeep Lamichhani to bat out, and the way he's bowling, I'm not sure I can see them surviving them. Nice shot from Karen KC. Gaudi Toka, 2 left-handers at the crease together now. Toka and Bow. Very difficult to know what Papua New Guinea can do here. Let's get back to the questions. A question here from Nikash Burla-Cody. What's Zimbabwe today in the Cricket World Cup Super League? They're very impressive all-round team effort. They posted 280, but it's raining at the moment in Belfast, so keeping half an eye on that Cricinfo scorecard. Ireland really need to win today. In some trouble. It's a nice shot, plenty of time for the batters to get back for 2. Question here from MG Chronicles. I'm not sure if you responded to this, but don't you think that Sandeep Lamichhani is really overpowered for the associate batters? He should be playing at higher levels. Watching on from Atoida, Nepal, I don't think he's overpowered in terms of associate batters aren't good enough to play him. They certainly are. But he's quite simply a world-class bowler. Would naturally love to see him in the blue and red of Nepal against Test Nations and see how they perform. But Nepal, to do that, are going to have to start qualifying for some global events. And they haven't done that in meritocratic. It's a fair system these days to get into the world events, regional pathway events, into the global qualifiers. You can't ask for any more than that. Just looking for fairness, and made a big impact back in Bangladesh in 2014 in their inaugural appearance in the event, winning lots of hearts and minds. But they haven't qualified since. Didn't qualify in 2016 and didn't even get to the global qualifier in 2019. So they'll have to look forward to 2021. Sabin Adhikari asking which format should be organised by CAN, T20, 1 day or 3 day, to improve cricket in Nepal. In an ideal world, you'd have more and more cricket across all 3 formats. Well, that's a nice shot. That's going to soar all the way. I think it surprised him a little bit for pace, but the extra pace and bounce has been dispatched. It's been dispatched over the rope for a Wow Energy Drink Power 6. He's just ridden the bounce and got it around the corner. So the first maximum of the innings will bring us to the drinks break. We'll take a bit of a break here in the commentary box, show you some more of these beautiful shots, the drone shots of the wonderful facilities here in the Oman Cricket Academy. Look at these, the Omani flag proudly flying. And there's those 4 floodlight towers. I know I've gone on about them a little bit, but you can't help but be impressed by them. Some handy drone work as well. So we'll take a break, enjoy these shots, be back with you with all of the chase as Papua New Guinea are going to need to up the ante there. 63 for 5. They need 171 more from the remaining 35 overs. Back with you in just a couple of minutes' time. The final 2/3 of the chase. Sandeep Lamachani going to continue to pose this massive threat with his leg breaks. 2 left-handers at the crease, Gaudi Toka and Sese Bao. Can Papua New Guinea find some fight? They've been really disappointing with the bat this week. Consistently low scores. Another googly. My googly counter here moves to 12. That's 12 from just 19 deliveries. So I'll give you a sense as to the frequency with which Lamachani's bowling that googly. Understandable with the left-handers at the wicket. Leg break this time. Back into the left-hander. And a bit of turn as well. Questions keep flooding in. I'm sorry I'm not getting to all of them. This one coming from Prem Paudel, watching in Butwal City, where our champion player Sushan Bari belongs, I'm sure. that you'll be looking forward to his left arm spin coming on. Oh, nicely bowled. He's a threat every single ball, Lamachani, isn't he? His question is, how difficult are the playing conditions there in Oman as compared to Kurdapur, where Nepal plays its home matches? I wouldn't say more difficult, just certainly say different. Not as much sharp turn as we saw on offer 18 months ago. Slightly better batting wickets potentially. Slower through the air this time from Lamachani. But Prem, I think that's the wonder of our game, isn't it? Wherever you travel in the world, you're always going to get different conditions. And I think Nepal only made about a par score here. But it's just the PNG batting has really struggled. This week. And yeah, getting comments in there. Also telling me, that's what I was alluding to, that Sandeep Lamachani has indeed turned down a Caribbean Premier League, a CPL contract to fulfill his duties towards his nation. Brilliant from him. And that is a beauty. Probably the delivery of the day. It's the leg break this time. Celebrations from Lamachani. He's got the arms out. It was the leg break. Drift, dip and turn. It's slice the left-hander in half. That's Sese Bow. Lamachani could be on his way to back-to-back player of the matches. The perfect leg break from over the wicket. Too good for Bow. He departs. He's gone for 11. Lamachani is working his magic yet again. He's gone for 11. PNG 65 for 6. Norman Vanua in at number 8. And in far, far too early in this innings for the Papua New Guinea fans' liking. Going to see spin now from both ends because Sushan Bari is into the attack. He was the one who took the 4-wicket haul as in his last ODI appearance as they routed USA for 35 all out. But this incredibly accomplished Nepali bowling attack is causing problems everywhere. And it's all being led by their maestro, the little genius that is Sandeep Lamachani. Going to be a trial by spin now for PNG. I think Norman Vanua look to have a go as he always does. Yeah, I was a little surprised not to see Sushan Bari on Tuesday. Back into the team today. Lovely bowler to watch. Cut away. That'll just be a single. Question in here on Twitter. Tweet from Chiranjeevi Subedi. Listening to your commentary from my workplace in Michigan on Willow TV. I promise not to tell your employers that. Chiranjeevi. He's asking me at Cricket Badge, who is your favourite to win from here? Well, I think I'm going to have to favour Nepal at the moment. All the sixes on the screen, 66 for 6 in the 17th over. If that was 66 for 1 or 66 for 2 even, the game would be right in the balance, but it's not. Wickets are the currency you need to operate with in limited overs cricket. Slower through the air, and Vanua from his first delivery says, thank you very much. I'm going to pongo that one out of the ground. What a strike. You can't toss it up to Norman Vanua. That's a Wow Energy Drink Power 6 from his first delivery. What a strike from Vanua. It was up into the arc and just clubbed down the ground. It thudded into the down into the car park. I think it's still going. Running away. What a shot. What an odd first delivery. Norman Vanua is not going to pay too much attention to the scoreboard. If it's tossed up above his eye line, he's going to smash it away. Oh, lovely fielding. That's great work. Athletic from the skipper, diving full length to his right. Gyanendra Mala cuts off a certain boundary, or a certain single even. Watchful this time to close out an eventful 17th over. 17 gone. Papua New Guinea 72 for 6. A little bit of a breeze continues to come across the ground, and that's aiding Sandeep Lamachani's drift away from the left-handers. Big shot. Is this going to be a chance? It is. Gyanendra Mala holds on. I'm not too sure about the shot choice from Gaudi Toka. Sandeep Lamachani had 3 for 5 in 4 overs, and he's tried to slog him against the spin, against the wind to the biggest boundary in the ground. And I think that he's going to not want to see this replay. Gaudi Toka, not a good shot choice. It comes off the top edge. Gyanendra Mala takes actually what is quite a good catch, a Marvel pipe, safe duck, safe catch, running back over his shoulder. And Papua New Guinea, they've been a rabble with the bat, really. Toka's gone for 10 from just 12 deliveries. Lamachani, for Papua New Guinea, 72 for 7. So Norman Vanua is on strike because the batsmen have indeed crossed. Chad Soper in at number 9, certainly an accomplished batsman himself. So going to need to be these two that will need to not just see off Lamachani, but also find a way to start scoring some runs. Big slog sweep. That's a great strike. Look out for the big screen. Oh, it's gone over the big screen. So nearly cannoned into the brand new piece of hardware. Second Wow Energy Drink Power 6, but look at this, so nearly thuds into the big screen. I'm not sure Norman Vanua would have been winning any fans in Oman cricket if that one had hit into that big screen, but it's gone high and handsome over it. First 6 off Lamachani. Vanua really does strike the ball crisply. Lovely batting from him. But why is he in the... It's just too early. Want him, if you're a PNG fan, coming in the last 10 or 15 to club a few maximums. But instead... And how was that missed? The googly. Beautifully bowled. Binod Bandari, I'm sure he's picked it. But it's missed his gloves and it's going to run away. Not for a 4. Because Asif Sheikh has done some good work. But it will be 3 buys. That googly has turned very sharply indeed. Beautifully bowled. The googly counter goes higher. That's up to 16 now. Sorry, 17 by my count from the 29 deliveries that Ramachani's bowled so far. It really does make it hard to That's the googly. Middle stump's gone. It's a 5-wicket hole. He runs, he punches the air. You are a superstar. A sharp spinning googly from outside the off stump. Jags back into Vanua. Uproots middle stump. Look at this. Perfectly pitched. It's not Vanua, sorry. It's Soper's middle stump that's knocked out. Just the second delivery that Soper faced, he of course had come on to strike because Vanua had run those 3 buys, but Soper is actually gone for the first ball duck. 81 for 8. Lamachani is lighting up Muscat. It's all Sandeep Lamachani. It's all Nepal right now. So 18 overs gone. Papua New Guinea. Sandeep Lamachani's got 5 for 11. Damien Ravu is in down at number 10. Norman Vanua is probably not going to know what to do here. He'll want to just have a swing as he always does. Sandeep Lamachani has a second career 5-wicket haul in ODI cricket. The first one was 6 for 16, of course, against USA. Slog sweep out towards Kushal Bertel, who's going to take the catch. And Nepal are within a wicket of a massive victory here. This is not a T20 game, it's an ODI. And Papua New Guinea are 81 for 9 in the 19th over. Just tossed up, and it was well struck by Vanua, but that's the biggest boundary in the ground, right in front of the pavilion. Bertel takes that simple Marvel pipes. And Vanua's gone for 12. It was entertaining while it lasted, but Nepal are on the brink of a massive victory. PNG 81 for 9. Well, 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 what must that PNG bench be thinking right now? It's been quite extraordinary stuff. Their batting performances this week just haven't been up to scratch. Not good enough. Kabui Vagi Maria on ODI debut. Good job with the ball for his team. He's going to get a first international run heaved into the leg side for just a single. But what that means is that he'll have to face up to Sandeep Lamachani. I think there's only going to be one result here. I might be wrong, but let's find out. It's 82 for 9. Yeah, more drone shots here. These taken a couple of nights ago as Oman A versus Oman B were playing a practice match to test out these floodlights, just to make sure they were all in perfect working order, and they really were. We'll see these in action. On the 17th of October, the first match of the T20 World Cup is played at this very venue. That construction is going to be complete. Back live now with Sandeep Lamachani on the hunt for a sixfer. And he's going to get it. Kushal Bertel has popped that up into the air. What a catch that is. A definite contender. I suspect for the Marvel Pipe safe duck catch of the match from Kushal Bertel. But it's been all about Nepal, and it's been all about this man, Sandeep Lamachani, who has a career best for the second time in ODI cricket. He's got a 6-wicket haul. He took 6 for 16 against the United States of America. He's now bettered that with 6 for 11 against Papua New Guinea. What a star he is. He's been quite simply too good, and he's blown PNG away. PNG rolled for 82, and Nepal have won by 151 runs. Been a completely dominant performance and a big smile from Kushal. Correction from Gyanendra Malla. I did say I didn't think that Lamachani v Vagi Maria was going to last long. It only lasted one ball. He's gone for 1. PNG all out for 82. And they are going to need a long, hard look in the mirror as to their approach with the bat in particular. Good with the ball and in the field, but not good enough with the bat at the moment. Going to be down with me for the dish home man of the match ceremony in just a little while. But let's take a quick look at the cards. Papua New Guinea bowled all out for 82. An absolute rabble. No one made more than 19. Tony Ora, that was. Real disappointment for Papua New Guinea, the Barramundis. What about the bowlers? Led again by their superstar, Sandeep Lamachani. He's just proved too hot to handle. And I think he's going to be in the mix for maybe being one of the fastest ever to 50 ODI wickets if he keeps going the way he's going. Keep your eyes on that.